Alright, it's Caleb again, and this is still kind of awkward talking to a camera, but on the bright side, I'm in a chair and in clothes, and that's what I like to call progress. So, if any of you have ever hung out with me on weekends or during breaks, and we kind of do those really shady activities that are on the borderline of being legal and illegal, and we're not really sure, but we just do it anyways, and then brag about it with everyone, you know that I'm an excellent liar, and that if need be, I can pull out a story or an alibi, or story and alibi or cover story right out of my pocket anytime something comes into question. For instance, if we go to a movie at 7 o'clock and really we sneak into the old burnt down onion sheds and mess around with a Ouija board, all of which our parents wouldn't approve of because they're very religious. Um, but the lying never works when cops get your license plate number down and identify both you and the person driving for trespassing, and then come to your house and then you try and convince them you were just merely picking up your friend for a movie and you've been here for 2 hours, and then he feels the engine and tells you that the car is warm, so he knows that you've been here for less than 30 minutes and you need to stop lying, and so then it all just comes pouring out for nothing because then they just walk away with giving you a warning. Yeah, well, anyways, uh, the only liar that I know that's better than myself is the public education system, specifically high school. Um, just to mention a few of the lies that they love to tell us. One, everyone will be treated equally. Two, the dress code will be enforced. Three, not everyone is doing it. Four, your teachers care about you and they want you to succeed. Five, the counselors are always available. Six, high school will be the best years of your lives. 7. If you study, you're not going to have a problem on the test. 8. Violence and malice will not be tolerated. 9. Everyone is like one big happy family. 10. Having school spirit and being involved in school activities is a norm, and everyone goes to the pep assemblies. And now for the biggest lie of them all. What you are in high school is who you will be for the rest of your life. I hate this general idea and this general conception that the person that you are and the things you accomplish in high school are going to follow you for the rest of your life. Because, let's face it, you're not always going to be the top of the pyramid football player, and you won't always be the preppy bitch that everyone pretends to love and adore because you're giving that football player a piece of your ass. Because you see, odds are in 20 or 30 years you'll be living on the streets or working paycheck to paycheck just to make ends meet because your dream of becoming a pro athlete didn't work out, and if it did, you probably blew all of your money on a big house, fancy cars, and cheap prostitutes. And odds are in 20 or 30 years you'll be addicted to meth with 7 children and an 8th on the way, because you don't see what the point of using protection is after so many years of being one of those cheap prostitutes. But of course, some of this could have been avoided if Delta High School mandated personal finance, offered sexual education, and presented a strenuous education program on the dangers of drugs and negative effects they have on society. But luckily for you, personal finance is an option. Delta County is all about abstinence and not having sex, even though I can guarantee you at least 3 couples are probably getting it on somewhere right now, and no one here does drugs. Or at least they'd like to pretend. Do you see what I'm getting at? But it's not just those stereotypical hierarchies that are blown out of proportion. It extends into the education level, and for those who actually care about their education, it seems that the focus really isn't on about the education or curriculum that's offered at the high school, but maintaining a 4.0 GPA and being able to master test-taking skills so that you can score high on the SAT. I've never been able to wrap my head around it because with limited funds and a staff that seems content with the bare minimum, or even, their football team or their wrestler winning the next game or match, it's extremely depressing to think that some of you think that you're actually getting a quality education. Because, do you really know what you are getting? You're getting the leftovers. This country, this town doesn't care about education. It's all about the money, the quota, the stocks, the corporations, the net gain, the free and unregulated market. If you want an education, you have to fight for it and learn it on your own. Sure, a 4.0 will get you into some preppy esteemed college. Great, awesome. You were able to survive Delta High School's strenuous academics. But odds are you weren't actually given the education to handle the curriculum once you get to college. All I'm saying is that these 4 years are a waste of time if you make them. Money They're a waste of money and potential, and I refuse to accept that what I am now is who I'm going to be in the future, and what I accomplish in high school is a fair and accurate prediction of what I'll be doing for the rest of my life. You see, I refuse to believe that I'm just some teenager from a town nobody knows about. I refuse to believe that being a liberal and having a different perspective than everyone else in my class is a bad thing. I refuse to believe that because of who I am, I'm choosing to be harassed and will burn in hell because of it. I refuse to believe that like the thousands of people around me, I'll grow complacent with my surroundings and settle for what I've got. I refuse to believe I am what high school says I am, because it's all just one giant joke, and you're all being dragged along until the punchline rolls around.